Full screen, my chat. Live chat. Make sure I got audio. Sweet. Hello, hello, hello. All right. All right. What do I want to do today? Let's see. This here. Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, we're gonna have a fun live stream today. Got some stuff to show you guys. Got some stuff to talk about. Well, I'm not gonna drown you guys out with too much talk about Aquashella because I'm sure a lot of you guys are sick of hearing about it. Oh, I got a little bit of a smudge on my camera. Clean that up. But yeah, let's give it a little bit of a chance to roll out there. Get some people in the chat. Kind of wondering if I should get some work done while you guys start rolling in. Maybe I should. So let's see here. All right. Well, today we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna talk about how Aquashella was for me. I ran into some neat people, got some neat stuff. I'll show you guys some of that stuff. There are some questions when I rewatched my live stream from Aquashella that I never answered. So I wrote the answers down and the people that asked those questions so I can, I don't know, let them know about that. Yeah. And then, like I said, I won't talk about Aquashella too much because I'm sure people are sick and tired of hearing about it. Well, let's do some work here. Almost wish I was using my whatchamacallit, my stool, because it's easier to see this when I'm up a little bit higher. But all right, so I'm gonna pot up some plants while I'm waiting for this to roll out here. We can get a little more efficient with it. Get some stuff done. So this is how I pot my plants. Hey, what's up, pal? How you doing? How you doing? Gonna pot up some plants and we'll talk about some stuff. If anybody has like, I don't know, questions about Aquashella, if you're curious about like was it worth it, what was different, if you heard any rumors of, I don't know, whatever, if it was like more boring, less boring, what were the highlights, what is actually worth going for and what's not. Because I had a lot of fun, but there was definitely some disappointment as far as I watched a little bit of that the Killifish show. I know that that day that it was on, I was can't remember what I was doing. I was running around busy that day, so I couldn't watch too much of it. Yeah, so I mean, I think that as far as like crowd turnout, um, wasn't insane. I mean, it was definitely like busy, but it was not as busy as you would have expected. Like the coolest aquarium show to be. I don't know. And then the fish selection was something that I thought was like, I don't want to say like unexcusable, but it was kind of like what? This is a aquarium fish convention. And I mean, like, if you're a saltwater person, you were probably in heaven. There was a lot of really cool saltwater stuff, and I don't even know what's considered rare as far as like corals and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, freshwater fish selection was horrible, and it wasn't like I showed up late. I got there at 11 a.m. for the early bird passes, so I was like one of the first people, like through the door. It wasn't like people were sold out of stuff. It was just, for me, a lot of the vendors that were there were people that I can go to their stores. I mean, there was like I could see them any day I want. Some of them even sell like sometimes from their house too. So it's not like their stock was inaccessible to me. So that was kind of, I guess, somewhat of disappointing. But I never really went there going with the idea that I was going to buy fish. I would have bought like plants if there was something really cool. But honestly, I got caught up so much in just talking to people and then hanging out with my buddy that I wasn't even looking to buy anything. I just wanted to see everything. It was almost like, I mean, it was almost like going to the zoo. You're going to exhibit, and you're not really thinking, like, you're not going there to purchase. You just want to see, It was like, I was just a giant window shopper. Um, yeah, so, I don't know. It was, but for the community aspect of it, like, I got to talk with, some cool people. Got to hang out with some people. I was hoping to meet a few more, like, YouTubers and stuff, like people that, but I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of that. Definitely saw a few of the saltwater people. Um, Walking around there and like shooting video and stuff, but they I don't know, that was pretty much it. There wasn't very many freshwater people. One thing I do want to shout out is the idea that like all the big name YouTubers, they have like a lot of kid followers, and like they seem to be very good at dealing with that. Like that, I was happy to see. I saw like Paul Cafaro. If dude, I wish I could go to the Aquashella you guys were at, because it would be so cool to meet up with all you guys out there. The Dallas one. That's right. That'd be a fun one, and I think that those shows might even be bigger than the Chicago one. But the Daytona one might be the best. Honestly, I don't know. But to meet up with you guys would be the most fun. But yeah, no, I saw like Paul Cafaro was there, and there was Coralfish 12G was actually at this one, like the first one I went to, which was 2 years ago in Chicago. I never saw him there, and so yeah, I feel like I don't know. Definitely wasn't all it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Like the first year, maybe I could also be jaded though. I was thinking about that. You know, like the first year was pretty easy to impress me because I was really new in the hobby. I hadn't done any of my own like selling or making videos or doing any of that stuff. So now I have like a higher like what excites me when I see stuff is a lot higher threshold. And so I don't know. But anyways, if you're planning on going to Aquashella, um I would definitely say buy the early bird passes because oh yeah, dude, definitely, pal. Yeah, I would. I'd love to make like a vacation out of it. If you guys go to the Tex, if you guys are going to the Texas one of these years, man, I would love to make a vacation, go out to Texas, uh, hit the show out there, do some collecting, and then what I'd love is I've been really into this show called Kill Tony, which is a stand-up comedy show on YouTube. It's freaking hilarious, and they're at they shoot that show at the Joe Rogan Comedy Club in Texas, and so going to that show would be awesome too to wrap into that vacation because that's like a recent like bucket list item of mine that I would love to do. I've always wanted to go to a live stand-up comedy show too, and I think that would be like top tier because it's like they have like it's like an open mic, but then like they'll have like celebrity comedians come up, and then they'll have like a person that's just never done comedy or is like new in comedy come up. They'll do a set of like a minute, and they just get roasted by the judges, and then but it's also like a brainstorming kind of like character building. Like they do it. It sounds mean, but if you think about it from like, all right, you don't want to go to a boxing gym and be able to beat up the coach, right? You want the coach to be able to beat up you because you want to learn something. Well, that's the way the Kill Tony show works. Is I mean, you're going up against these titans of comedy, and then they're gonna give you some grief, and then you're gonna learn something from it. And I think that was I don't know what's so fun about that show, and that's in Texas too. So I'd love to reach out or go out there and check out that show, check out Aquashella out there, do some wild collecting, and hang out with you guys, and then obviously get some good food because Texas barbecue. Mm-mm. But all right, so let's see, what kind of plants do I want to pot up today? Working on a bunch of rotala potting up. I've also in my grow out I've added this Sylvania natans, however you pronounce it, and that's it's looking decent. It's definitely starting to grow pretty well. Got a bunch of baby plants coming off it, so I might add that to plants that I provide for sale around here. Should have had it in the beginning of summer though because people were asking for floating plants and I didn't have any to sell. Hey, Stephen P, you like Kill Tony? All right, all right. So you know what I'm talking about, man. That show, I'm like obsessed. It's so freaking funny. Tony Hinchcliffe is he's masterful, and I really like the idea that like I don't know if you take that show the wrong way, it looks so mean, and it is mean. Like they're mean, but they're coming from this like they want to build just like killers of comedy. They just want to build like these just great comedians that can get made fun of too. Because if you can't make jokes if you can't make get made fun of, right? I mean, you got to be able to take it and give it. So it's like, I don't know. Great show. Great show. I think I don't know. I don't know who would be my favorite out of all the comedians that come up there. Like their regulars. Honestly, probably Rocks. Cam Patterson. He has like some really good sets. Like some of his stuff is really funny, but then some of it I just feel like he's sending it, or he's just like not sending it, but phoning it in. Not really working the whole set. But who am I to judge, man? That's got to be hard. And also working like so the idea is that they do like a minute, right? Stephen P. All right, that's a good point too. They're mean to the people who genuinely deserve it, who just went up there. Like sometimes people go up there and they're like, they send their girlfriend to sign up, and they're just trying to use their girlfriend to get up there too, and they don't like that. They want people that are like really about comedy and like not just making excuses. Like if you don't know something, it's okay to not know something. Like it's okay to not be good at something. Like you're better off like admitting to fault and working past it. And I think that's like their big thing that they're trying to show people is like don't lie, be true to yourself because that's where good comedy comes from is being yourself, and that's how you become unique without trying. Is you just let your personality shine through. You do a natural flowing set. It's the way you view the world because that's what comedy is. It's like your perspective on just an off perspective on like a normal everyday situation, you know. And so, yeah, I like that they are mean to the people that deserve it for sure. All right, let's see. What am I gonna try to pot up today? Probably get some more Rotala. So if you guys remember, I was talking about I had a yeah. See, I got a mess of Rotala here, just a bunch of stems that I had pulled off. So I'm just cutting off some stem stem cuttings, and I have about 2 months until my next whatchamacallit, 2 months until my next swap. So I got plenty of time to let these grow up, root up, and see some positive growth. But what I've started to do is I gotta grab them real quick. Oh man, my aqua soil just almost broke my leg or my ankle. Oh, so basically, what I've started to do with my potted plants, because I had almost a disaster, I was telling you guys about after that the one swap. So what I've been doing is I've been potting my plants up. You know, I fill them with the aqua soil. There is little holes at the bottom of the show an empty one. Little holes at the bottom, so I have to kind of cover those up with the little bit of rock wool at the bottom so the aqua soil doesn't fall out. So I fill the bottom up with the aqua or the whatchamacallit. Oh my god, I've, rock wool, and then aqua soil. And then we do a stem cutting. But the new thing that I've been doing, and I'm gonna show you guys in a second here. Just gotta find some decent stems off this. It's all messed. Oh crap! Sorry. Some of this is kind of messy Rotala. I'm gonna try to save some of it, turn it into pots. But yeah, I don't like the rest of that. It's kind of hair algae ridden. And so what I'm doing is we'll take a stem bunch, sandwich it between a few. I don't like that. We'll sandwich it between a couple pieces of rock wool, and then hold on, I gotta try to find enough off this to make a bunch. I don't really like the way this one's looking. It's gross. We're gonna get rid of that. Garbage. Alright, let me pull out some more. And then I'll actually be able to show you guys what I'm talking about instead of just describing it, because I feel like it's dumb to just sit here and describe it when I could show you. Oh, I bet I got quiet because I got away from my mic there. Alright, so okay, so let's say we're going to take this stem bunch, not looking the prettiest, but it will look real pretty after a month or so of sitting in some amazing aqua soil and under some good light. Alright, so we got our stem bunch right there. Pull off some of that hair algae in there. But the hair algae really won't grow when the plant grow out because it's got a lot of competition. But anyways, there's a lot of healthy plants in there. Alright, so we take our stem bunch. Take my rock wool here, and then I like to make sure that the fibers are kind of. See, rock wool is fiberglass, so if you guys are working with this at home and you've never done like insulation, like I used to do home renovations and everything, you know, installing, like finishing basements, finishing bathrooms, renovating bathrooms, all that stuff. Kind of used to messing with fiberglass and everything. But if you guys are touching this, definitely be careful and don't rub your eyes after you touch it. But so I kind of sandwich it how normal people do that, how most aquarium plant companies do it. And we have our plant there, and we pot it. All right, so that's what I was doing. Nothing's different about that. That's normal. But what I decided to do is because I had that issue transporting, all my plants knocked over, the rock wool fell out, aqua soil all over the bin that I had used to fill up with a bunch of pots. I've decided to use these little toothpicks. Okay, so what I do is oh, that's right, I gotta use my thumbtack to pop the hole through first. Some of them are tough enough to, hold on. So some of the skewers are tough enough to go through without using this, but I find out it's just easier. So basically, just take a toothpick, poke a hole in the side, and then what I'm doing is I just run the toothpick straight through all the rock wool, and it kind of caps it in there. Now, if I turn this over, some of the aqua soil can still fall out. But what can't happen is once it roots, you won't be able to pull the plant out of the pot, all right, until you pull this out. And so that makes it a lot easier on me when I'm transporting and going into the swaps, that I can just kind of throw all my pots into one big old Rubbermaid bin, and even if it falls over on the way out there, should be able to just right it instead of like having to put the whole pot together with aqua soil falling out and all that crap. It was a mess the first time. Okay, so had a lot better time with the Killer Show, and made some new friends, learned a lot, still riding the high. Well, Kyle, everyone listening while moving tanks and racks around. Oh, all right. Rearranging the fish room a little bit, Jorge. Very nice, very nice. Very cool. All right, so while we're doing this, we could talk about some of the stuff I wanted to talk about here, and then I'll show you some of the neat things. So Jorge is here. You had a question about Fish Game that I never answered in the live stream. You were asking where you can find it. I don't know if you ever got a hold of that information, but it's on Steam, which I am not a computer game guy, but Steam is how you play computer games. It's strictly a computer game for now. So I don't, and that Fish Game is that aquarium builder, not aquarium builder. Aquarium builder's an app, but it's that video game where you build an aquarium. You could set up an aquascape. You'd put the different fish in. And you could see the stress levels and all that stuff. That game you can find on Steam. So I wrote that down as one of the questions that didn't get answered in the live stream that I wanted to talk about. Also, I think the other question was from Vibes. So if he shows up, I'll answer that. But he was asking about the mic that I was using during that live stream, and I ended up going with the Hollyland Lark M2. This guy right here. Guys, if you need a mic that is like super, super simple to use, you can use it out in public to like do interviews. It comes with a windscreen on it, so you could probably do stuff outside, although I haven't used it outside. That mic is amazing. It was super easy for me to hand off to people to do interviews. Basically, most people were wearing lanyards because they were at Aquashella. They had like those badges, so they just clipped the mic onto their lanyard, picked up amazing audio. Oops, sorry guys. Oh, yeah. You think that they probably should offer like at least a trial period of like, I don't know, maybe a couple hours or an hour or so, just to at least figure out like, hey, is this worth buying? I got free Steam keys to try the game out, And my thought was that I was probably gonna do maybe a video on the user experience of like exactly what it does, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet, and that's not exactly like top priority on the list of things that I'm gonna try to do for the channel. But that's definitely one of the things that I plan on doing. So if you're curious about it, I can like I'm gonna shoot a video of it about it eventually. Just haven't gotten to it yet. What's up, Henry? How you doing, man? What's the word? All right. But yeah, oh, there we go. Yeah, so I'm hoping this is going to work for transporting them better. I think it will, but I've had plans that haven't worked out in the past, so we'll see. We'll see. But I just needed to get all this stuff out because I ruined a bunch of the Rotala by not doing this quick enough. And I could have gotten a bunch more pots, but honestly, if you're not selling the pots, what are you going to do with them? So that's why I'm trying to make this bunch much shorter right off the bat so they have more time to grow and fill out in the plant grow out. This is probably a nice one right there. I'm doing better. I had an allergy reaction last night. Oh man. I hope you're doing better, man. That is scary stuff. Allergies are nothing to mess with. Yeah, I hope you're okay, man. All right, so dead air. Okay. Oh, so cool things that happened at Aquashella. I guess we'll jump back and forth between that conversation. Was I ran into Primetime, Jason and Joanna, and I didn't get a picture with them. Like that is the one thing that I regret is like I wasn't the greatest at getting pictures with all the people that I met. I get so wrapped up in the conversations and just saying hi and like, and especially with Jason and Joanna, I felt bad about like bothering them because their stand was probably one of the busier stands. Just people constantly rolling through, constantly want to talk to them, and they're also trying to sell stuff. And you got to make that money at these places because those were expensive. They were not cheap stands. It was like I think they were about $900 for a table there. So I didn't want to bother them too much, but we got to hang out with them a little bit at the very beginning of the show. I brought a bunch of snacks and drinks for all the people that were volunteering or any of the people that I knew at the stands, and I got to hand some out to a few of the different the vendors there. Just people that were like, like Sam Scales, he had come in and flew in, and he was super tired. Hooked him up with like a coffee. Then a couple of the guys that I know from different whatchamacallit, different fish stores around here that were just like exhausted because that's a rough thing to do, to get set up and everything and just bring all the fish in. It's got to be stressful. I always wonder like what it's like leaving your stuff there overnight and not being able to watch it. That's got to be stressful. But yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. So when we met with them, they did something really cool, which was she like loved my shirts that I made, the Archerfish shirt and the Shell Dweller shirt. So she took pictures of them, took pictures of my logo right here. So who knows what'll come with that? Maybe I get a shout out or something. Fingers crossed. That'd be really neat. But yeah, she was just like, oh my god, I love this humor. And then she also gifted my girlfriend a super pretty bracelet. My girlfriend's favorite color is green, and everyone knows that Joanna loves the green neons. So she gifted her a bracelet inspired by green neon tetras. So yeah, very very cool, and that was super nice. I'm sure that made my girlfriend happy, made her feel like, like part of the team because she deserves that, and that was like really, I don't know, it was nice. They are, I'm telling you, that dude, like he is very about his fans. Like it just seemed like he was happy to meet everybody, like happy to like interact and say hi, and he was like hugging everybody, and it was just good stuff. Like I really liked that, even in a gigantic setting like that, because like he's definitely cool in the swaps. I never go up and say hi because I'm like to myself. Like I said, I'm like pretty antisocial. Not antisocial, but an introvert. And he is yeah, I don't know. He just very welcoming person. Like you don't get bad vibes. You just feel welcomed. And so they were really cool with that. So thanks guys if you ever happen to see this. And then what's next? What's next? Yeah, I said the fish section or fish selection was really lacking. So if you're gonna go to the Daytona show, I would definitely get early bird passes. Would not skip out on the early bird passes. Get those because it just seemed like there just wasn't a lot. Now I have a bunch of stuff I want to show you, but I didn't realize that having my hands wet wasn't really gonna jive with that part of the show. So we'll do that probably in a little bit here, so I can get a bunch of this stuff potted up and finished up here. So what's up? Hey Brenton, what's up, man? How you doing? Ah, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. No one's got a schedule here, man. You're not tardy. Uh, but man, I hate freaking hair algae. But yeah, no, thanks for showing up, man. Um, oh my God, that's horrible, horrible, Henry. Jesus, work is taxing you. Yeah, you were. Is it like the humidity's killing you? Cause you're doing well. You were doing painting, but you're a body guy, right? Uh, all right. So what's next? Oh, so this is like a neat revelation of sorts, I guess. So I have this blue galaxy line right here, and I recently started realizing that I get half black guppies out of it, which are pretty sweet. So what I've started doing is I'm separating them. Here's one. I'm separating them out and putting them into their own tank right over here. And we could take a look at those later today. But they're super, super cool. And I'm thinking that I'm going to try to get them as a strain. So maybe have my first like real breeding project. Like I've done a breeding project with guppies before, trying to line it out, but it was before I was really experienced, and I didn't give it my best shot for sure. So I'm thinking that this time I can probably have better success, and yeah. So we'll see. We're gonna try that out. Um, okay. So now that I got those done, let's pivot and I'll show you guys some stickers. I also have, I don't know, just some neat, goofy little crap that I got from there. So let's see. Oh, what's this? Oh, there we go. Little plantlet. All right. Okay, so we got this stuff. Oh, I forgot. I got something really cool to show you guys. So I bet some of you guys can guess. I bet you can kind of guess what this is, seeing as how I mentioned the dude earlier. But we'll leave that one for last because that's the coolest piece. So when you go to these shows, a lot of the oh my God, there's a snail crawling across my table. That is something. So when you go to these shows, there's a lot of like stands that have like, I don't know, like little games. So you could spin the wheel. I think the wheel was I can't remember who the wheel was. I didn't get to spin the wheel because the wheel was like the line for the wheel was insane. And then my girlfriend stood in line, right? And you were like the second. You were right behind the people that were last. So she's standing in line, and then the people in front of her are like, "We're the last people," and she didn't even get a chance to go. Like she was standing in line, like, bogus. But so I got to play the API game, which is drop the puck and it bounces into the thing. So I won me some sunglasses here, looking real fly. Fluval, yeah, it probably was maybe it was the Fluval. Well, it could have been the Fluval for sure. You think so? Oh, Seachem. I think it was Seachem was the wheel this time. Fluval, their stand was super hard for me to find, and I think it was because they did it was dark. Like their whole stand was dark. I mean, Fluval branding is kind of dark. Like if you look at all their packages and everything, so they're imagine you have like like stacks of lights in the background, you have black tablecloth, the Fluval brand name up there. It made it really hard to find their stand. So I think that like now that I'm trying to give out some business advice to Fluval because I'm sure they got plenty of advice over there. But dude, make your stand brighter. Fluval's stand just needed to be brighter. It was so hard. My buddy was looking for it like almost the whole time, and he couldn't find it. Oh yeah, the Planko board. Yeah, that's right. And yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's been this is the first time in 2 years for me too, man. So I get it, man. Yeah. But yeah, so Seachem was there. One thing that I thought was interesting was if when you like, I don't know, man. These companies need better people to work their stands. Like, I was put on this earth for a job like that. I'm telling you, if I worked one of these stands, these companies have no idea. I am probably one of the best people to have at any trade show. When I tell you guys I'm an introvert, I'm an introvert. But when it's my job to be extroverted, like if I'm paid to be extroverted, I'm on an like an unreal level with that stuff. I can make 5-minute friends. I know how to do sales to a serious degree. Like that is like one of my natural niches. And I was looking at these stands and I would just go up to them and no one was engaging you. Like, and it wasn't just me. It wasn't like people were like ignoring me. It was just like these people are just kind of like they're just standing off to the side. They're not. I don't know if maybe like Aquashella was trying to like have them, but not catch like a reputation of just being like a sales driven like show. But it just seemed to me that they were either told to not be pushy for sales or they just were not doing what they were supposed to be doing. Because if I was up there, I would have been engaging people, telling them about the product. Like you guys saw me go to Sarah Foods if you watched that live stream, and I had to like. I mean, I am live, so maybe he's like a little nervous or whatever. But it's like if that's your job, he should have been grabbing products right off the bat and being like, "Guys, check this stuff out." Doesn't matter how big or small the channel is. That's your exposure. So it's like. I just thought that it was funny that I had to like poke and prod to get him to show stuff off when I felt like the people there were just going to naturally be that kind of person. And it wasn't like it was late in the show either. Like I said, I got the early bird passes. I started filming maybe 2-3 hours into the show. I feel like that's probably when people should have been at their peak. In the beginning, you're still getting into the groove of it. You're figuring yourself out for the day. By the middle of the show, I feel like you've had enough engagement with different customers, different people to talk to, that it should have been like, you should have been on it. But I don't know. Small fish, what's up? What's up? So yeah, that part was interesting. It wasn't as much of a salesy show then. For me, I viewed it very much a just like hangout spot. I was hoping to meet up with more Chicago YouTubers, which I think a lot of people chose to do the Sunday show because it was going to be in their minds like slower, which it, from what I heard, was, which I think ended up being super disappointing because the Saturday show wasn't as busy as you would have expected a big show like this to be. And then, so that was probably like the ideal time to go, was you got to mix and mingle with enough people without it being overwhelming. But I think it ended up just being underwhelming on Sunday, and then Saturday ended up being just like probably the perfect amount of busy to have a good time. For the show, though, I'm curious if it's going to come back. I really am curious if it's going to come back, or like what's really going on with that show. I think it's interesting that they run the it's it's like volunteer driven. My local aquarium club donated like volunteers, like people signed up for shifts and everything. I'm hoping that I can get a little bit of an inside story on that by some people. I'm not going to name names but yeah, I'm hoping I can get a little bit of an inside story on like how they treated everybody, what it felt like, because even at the very beginning of the show, the people that I talked to seemed pretty run down already. So I'm curious how hard that was to do. I hate it when I walk up to a table and immediately get jumped on by a salesperson. I just quietly walk away. Yeah, Pile, and I definitely understand that. Like, I'm that way. Like, if I go to I don't do this often, but if I go to the mall and I'm, like, going to buy shoes, I really don't like being pounced on by a salesman. But at least, like, a greeting. Like, hey, guys, if you need help, I'm here. That would be nice, like, anything. But it just seemed like you had to, if you wanted to interact, you kind of had to get the people to interact with you. I don't know. Maybe, I guess there's different ways of viewing it, and you definitely got one that is definitely a positive viewpoint on it. I mean, like, you don't want to be pressured to walk away. You want to be able to peruse and look through a stand and see the different lights if you're at like a Haiger stand, or the different stuff that they got, and you're like, yeah, you just want to see it. I don't know. The fish game is on Steam. I think that's the only platform it's on. So it's a computer game platform. Like I was saying earlier, is I actually got 2 Steam keys for it, so I get to play the game for free. I don't know how long that lasts. I don't know if it's like an infinite trial or whatever. But so I plan on doing like a video of it. But yeah, not top priority. But that'll definitely be one of the videos that I'll do soon, so you guys can check it out and see it before you buy it, because Jorge was mentioning that the game, you can't trial it or anything. You have to buy it before, and I think that I don't know, might turn a lot of people away. So maybe I play and then shoot some suggestions like, yo, try like an hour trial period so people can kind of figure out what the game's actually about, instead of like a half hour at least. Just some little bit so you can actually understand what the game's about, just to give you that taste. I mean, to bring this back to all right, so AI did that, and that's how it hooked me. I mean, like, I literally got to do I think I got 3 images that I got to make or something like that. It cooked them up, and then it was like, hey, you have to wait until 24 hours to be able to use it again. And I was just like, no way, I'm not waiting. I need this. Like, I need to mess with it. And it got me right away. If they run a special like that on that game, I think that it might help them. Want to play that fish game? Oh, that's fine. And you are definitely right. You have to have the right people working those tables. I've done a lot of educational programs, and I've vended our local fish club shows. Yeah, like someone like you. Perfect. I think approaching a lot of it from like having like a teacher at each of those stands, someone that's like really about educating the public, like, yo guys, let me teach you something real quick, or let me show you this like really neat thing, or like check this fish out so you can learn something. There's a heavy beginner presence at a lot of those. But I also think that, like, I don't know if Chicago is different than other places, because we have like a really heavy hobbyist presence out here. And like, I'm not saying that everybody out here is advanced or anything, but there's just a lot of people that have, a couple fish tanks, like, and I think there's a denser population of it than in a lot of other areas. So I just wonder if if our Aquashella is different because of that. Like I wonder if like I'm jaded to fish types because I can get a hold of a lot of them. Like I said, I can go to a lot of the vendors in person. So I don't know.
I don't know. I do think Steam has a 2 hour refund policy. I haven't gamed in years though. You know what? Yeah, actually, there that might be.
I don't. My little brother does a lot of stuff on Steam. I should ask him about that if there's like a refund policy because that would be one way. I could still imagine being worried about putting your money up there though. You know, I, I I really do think a trial period would be good for it, like a half hour or an hour. You know, just so someone can get in and they just get that little bit of a taste of it. I think it'd be good for that game, and I really see like a strong use case for that game. I mean, like the idea of like, all right, so what can AI add to that? What kind of extra intelligence added to that simulation can really give someone a good idea of like, okay, what's the possibilities of this outcome? You know, I don't know. The aggression levels and stress levels and everything being really apparent might teach people too, like, yo, don't freaking put a betta in a cup. He's gonna be really stressed out and he's gonna feel bad, or he or she.
Uh, I well, I have no PC, so that's a no go for me. Yeah, yeah.
That he was talking about because people have been asking about like a mobile app for it, and he's like, it's. I think that's hard because they basically have to redevelop the whole game. So yeah, it might be a while. It'd be cool if it was on Xbox or something though. That I think would be like a good one because then you could kind of like have that as like a screensaver on your TV. So say if you don't have fish tanks or you just like messing around with different things, you can kind of watch that as you're like cleaning or whatever. Set up like a new experiment and do some work around the house. Come back and like, hey, what's going on there? And you could do like kind of more rapid experiments with stuff. I don't know. Might be a fun way to mess with that. But anyway, so I got some neat stuff. Uh, Picked up this cool keychain. I was happy to get this. This is a discus, super neat. And then a little betta keychain.
But I say, I think something fun.
Would be oh, got stickers. Those are mine though. I was handing them out a little bit. I think that would what would be fun is let's rate some stickers. So all right, hold on one second, guys. I gotta grab my coffee real quick because my mouth is dry right now. Oh, oh man, that was brutal. Forgot that I put that photo frame there. Destroyed my painting that I got, or my print that I got. All right. Oh, I'm gonna need to pour in a little bit more coffee in this, guys. Oh, you grab coffee too? Oh, dude, I was saying, I'm like, how did I drink a whole pot of coffee to myself? Oh, Jesus. All right. So let's do this. So I'm going to leave the sunglasses on, guys. I feel way cooler. Let me know if I'm cool. I don't know. It's fun, though. So, all right. So we got this company. What was it? ChemiPure, if you guys know them. I'll leave those stickers for the last. Definitely the coolest. So we'll start with like, the basic ones. You got like stickers like New Aqua. If you guys are if you're into stickers, this is kind of a neat little thing, I guess. But I don't know what this company is. I was just stealing every sticker I could find. Got this one here. Those are just like some more normal ones. I really like this lady's sticker, the macro lady. Super, super cool stand. If you guys get a chance to check her out at the Daytona show, saltwater algae, macroalgae, like little aquascapes, it was so cool. I would love to get a hold of one of those. I got dirty water, and I don't think it would do very well. Like I'd probably have to just get like, I don't know, maybe a gallon of water. They were pretty small, so maybe I could have done something like that, like picked one up and gotten a gallon of water. But I don't want to bet money on something like that yet. I'd rather be investing in stuff for the channel and different stuff like that. So we got, I don't know, advanced. That's just kind of a basic one. like I said, that macro lady algae was cool. This one's super neat. It's got like the holographic.
Bit to it. I thought that was sweet.
All right, and then
Hey, there's my lady in chat. What's up?
we got Nationwide Aquatics. This dude, I shout him out a lot. I just think he's a neat dude because he deals with a lot of like really interesting fish. He's like damn near worldwide. Like he's just a neat dude. He just had a kid too, so congrats to Nationwide. Um, yeah, man, good luck. But so this company had the coolest stickers, and I wish I would have stolen more, but I didn't want to be too greedy. I'll start with like, okay, so this one's cool. Check this guy out. I just friggin' love them. It's just like art, like hand drawn kind of style.
Super cool.
And then we got this octopus. All right. And then my favorite, this is probably my second favorite thing that I got in entirety from the show, is this sticker. Friggin' pufferfish, lifting weights. It's just gold. I love it. Like, love it. So I got to put some of the stickers up on things, and we'll see where I find a spot for them. Probably up on the stand, maybe. And then so this one's really cool. In case anybody's listening and they want to see this, I'm about to pull out my first Sam's Scales print that I was able to get a hold of. I was really, really, really hoping to look at or to get a hold of the Julidochromis marleri, and he was like, "Man, I didn't bring any of them with. They were in a separate box that he didn't have with him." And even despite him even saying that, I went through every print he had at his stand just to try to find it. I found one that was like, well, something that was similar, but it wasn't the same. It looked like it, and I was like looking at him like, it almost looks exactly like the Julidochromis marleri, but it was I can't remember for the life of me what it was. But he was like, yeah, everyone forgets about that one. He's like, it's not that same. But so what I ended up getting was a red-tailed Goodyear print, and this is gonna go on my back wall there.
Beautiful, beautiful print. I love it. Pretty basic. And that's what I liked about it, is I wanted to focus on the like the fish itself, less greenery around it. I mean, I guess a background would have been cool on it, but I like that it just shows the
fish off really well. And I definitely want to get a hold of some Goodyears at some point. Or the Scyphia atropenis. Yeah, there's a couple live bears I want to get a hold of. So I got that painting, or that print. I'm super happy about it. Yeah. So then that's my my loot pool from Aquashella, I guess. Nothing too crazy, just some neat stuff. And another shout out to Primetime for gifting my girlfriend that beautiful bracelet. Super nice of them to do that. And then I wish I was better at getting pictures. Like, I ran into Whip. I wanted to get pictures of Whip. I didn't even think about it until I was like already at home, and he was like, he posted pictures with people, and I was like, damn, I should have done that. Like, I told Primetime that we were gonna come back around so we can get like us two couples together, you know, like Greenwater Gang and everything, and like totally forgot to go back and get those pictures. I'm upset about that. I don't know. So I guess if you're going to another Aquashella, definitely remember to take pictures with people, because that's like really what it's about.
I mean, it's a one chance we get to hang out with a bunch of people. So, okay, so we're coming up to the end of the hour here. I have an idea, a possible idea for next week's stream. So I have a small collection of aquarium books.
I'm curious if you guys are interested in possibly checking those out. The route that I'd be looking to go for this stream is like maybe we compare like old knowledge of fish or old knowledge of plants to our modern understanding of the ways that the way that we understand those plants or fish now. Like I got one, two, three, four, five. One of the books is a little more modern, but I think you guys will really like that one because it's one of the higher regarded plant books in the game. So yeah, I guess if you guys are interested in doing that, we could definitely check those out next stream. And yeah. Let's see. How far are we actually at the hour here? Because I might just. Okay, we got like 3 minutes left. I can't leave before the hour. Can't leave before the hour. So, well, thanks for everybody hanging out. And watching me pot some plants, work out some thoughts. And then I guess I'll show you guys the half black guppies real quick, and then we'll probably take off from there. Okay. So, got the half black. I think I'm gonna call them like half black mohawks because that top fin is just real crazy on them. Check that. What's up, dude? There we go. Like a real solid black. So I think that is going to be a line that I want to work. I got to find a, like I know I pulled that female, but that's one of the babies, and I think that the best way to do it, or the way that's suggested, is to grab the female parents of these guppies and get them to do that, and then they double up that gene pattern, I think, is what I've heard, I think, but I am definitely not a expert on that by any means. That guy lost some of his black coloring. Yeah, it's still there. Branton, what? Oh, crap. My computer's tweaking. Okay, there we go. Well, what were you saying, Branton? But yeah, so that's those, and then we'll check out the Cardinal Sulawesi's again. See how they're doing. Bunch of them in there. And like they recently started a I don't know if it's like a colony over here. I don't know if they're still over there. I think that's one of them right there. Just hopping back in chat and was joking about your very cool comment. Oh, I gotcha. I'm an idiot. That went right over my head, but I get it. I get you. But yeah, so I can't see if those, is that one of them right there? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's another one of the Sulawesi's over there. So they started colonizing over here. I got to get some more light on them and start getting the algae to start growing better, covering up over all the surfaces because they're starting to get a lot more of them. And I'm happy about that, but I got to make sure they stay fed. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. We will talk next week. We'll see what I end up doing, if we're going to do the aquarium books, and we'll look through those or whatever. All right? But catch you next time, guys.